the narrower and the tighter we keep the conversation around this, the more likely it is that we have success in passing it in the House and in the Senate and putting it on the president's desk.
There's Senate Majority Leader John Thune yesterday confirming what President Trump told me last week to keep this reconciliation bill slim, focused only on immigration. Senate Republicans preparing to launch a marathon voting session as soon as today to begin consideration of that funding bill. Some in the GOP expect vote-a-rama to begin tonight and finish early Thursday. DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen, meanwhile, warning that the agency could run out of money for employees as early as next month, as this partial shutdown extends now this morning into day 68. The House Homeland Security Committee will hold a 2 p.m. hearing today on the impacts felt in all 22 DHS agencies. Joining me now is Iowa Senator Joni Ernst, a member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. Senator, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Your thoughts on all of this?
Yes, thank you, Maria. This is incredibly important that we get this done. And those agents that continue to show up without pay, we are very grateful for their service. But I'm sorry, Maria, that doesn't pay the bills. So what we are expecting is a vote-a-rama. We'll move through a reconciliation package that is very narrowly focused on funding those DHS agencies. So, again, very grateful for all of those workers, but being grateful doesn't pay their bills.
Of course. So, Senator, what are you expecting? I know we'll get more details later on what you all are planning in this reconciliation, but would you expect that you're going to have funding for Customs and Border Patrol and ICE for 3 years? Is that the consideration?
That is the consideration, and it will be very narrowly scoped and focused. And that is important because once we start loading a reconciliation package with unrelated items, everybody's going to want a piece of that pie. The more you add on, then the more people will peel off as well. So let's focus on the objective, and that is to make sure that this department is adequately funded.
And so if you were to put this funding in place for 3 years, just for immigration, do you put the other priorities that you've got in terms of defense spending and I'm not sure what else in a second reconciliation package before the midterms?
We would hope so, yes. I know that the department has asked for supplemental funding. Obviously, we have ongoing operations around the globe. It's important that they are funded. It is important that we bring up our munitions stock. It is important that we continue to develop and move towards transformation in the Army with modern technology. So all of that comes at a cost and a price that, of course, we should be willing to support, but it will have to be in a separate package, a supplemental, or going through the appropriate appropriations process.
And what are you expecting in terms of your colleagues on the left, Democrats, coming up with amendments during this vote-a-rama?
Get ready for anything, Maria. Yeah. Of course, the Democrats, it is an election cycle. They will try and put our Republicans on the spot when it comes to their amendments. We will push back, of course, but this is common sense. I think the American people know that if we have those TSA agents working, the CBP, you name it, that they need to be paid. These are wonderful patriots, and we've asked a lot of them over the course of the last 2 months.
Yeah. Tiana, jump in here. I know that we're talking about a lot of priorities, but the Democrats have us now in what, day 68 of the DHS shutdown and day 55 of this Iran war.
No, and I know it's such an unusual situation the Democrats have created, right? Not funding DHS through regular order, forcing this hand. And I understand the argument for keeping reconciliation narrow. But if this is going to be a party line vote anyway, my question is this. Even if it is strictly based on immigration, you do need probably about, what, $70 billion worth of offsets. I believe that's the estimate. Will there be any borrowing from the Republican Study Committee, their bank of options in terms of pay-fors, with regards to things like defunding Obamacare for illegal immigrants from these states like California that use welfare as a way of attracting more illegal immigration?
There is a lot of opportunity out there, and that's why I am hopeful that we bring up yet another reconciliation package. And I do think it's possible. I don't like it when the naysayers throw down and say, no, we simply can't do this. Yes, we can. We need to use the calendar to our advantage and bring up a second reconciliation package.
Senator, what's your sense of this war? The new overnight news, an Iranian gunboat fired on at least 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. One boat sustained significant damage to the bridge. And that's despite President Trump announcing the ceasefire will be extended, saying that the U.S. will still maintain the blockade on Iranian ports in the meantime as we await Tehran to agree to a deal. The president wrote on Truth Social, Iran is losing $500 million a day as the Strait remains closed, calling the regime, quote, starving for cash. The Treasury is going to impose new sanctions on 14 companies and individuals who have helped Iran obtain weapons, including entities based in Iran, Turkey, and the UAE. What are your thoughts on next steps here, or what the U.S. can do to get Iran to agree to these terms?
Yes. Maria, we continue to put the pressure on Iran, and they do feel it economically. We have our military might at the beck and call of the president right now, and we will maintain this ceasefire as long as we possibly can. Now, the Iranians, we know you can't trust them any further than you can throw them, but the president is intent on peace. He is the president of peace. And so we will maintain that pressure economically. It will have an impact. We will just continue to strangle out the IRGC, which will disallow them from funding any terrorist proxies and moving on our own military and Israel.
Okay.
So incredibly important that we continue with the stranglehold.
And I know you're also unveiling a sweeping anti-fraud legislative package today aimed at recovering stolen money, protecting taxpayer dollars, and cracking down on fraudsters who've taken advantage of this. Take us through what you're unveiling today.
You bet. We have a package comprised of 17 different anti-fraud, good efficiency bills. Leader Thune has tasked me with this process. We have 13 senators that have participated and brought up bills for this package. It will save our taxpayers approximately $240 billion in the waste, fraud, and abuse in federal government. Our taxpayers, every day that we don't get this passed, our taxpayers are losing $1.4 billion to fraud. Maria, that's every single day.
That's pretty incredible how long this has been going on. How does that happen?
Yes.
Unnoticed for so many years.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's poor governance. It is bloated bureaucracy. And when you have a government that is so bloated, you tend not to notice some of the smaller things. So let's pay attention to what we're doing. Let's create those greater efficiencies and simple accounting mechanisms that we use at local government. For heaven's sakes, we should be using at the federal government level as well.
All right, Senator, we'll be watching that. Thanks so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Joni
Thanks,
Ernst,
Maria.
stay with us. We'll be right back.